OhEmGee is here, and he has the solutions to any problems you might be having with Marvel Strike Force. Do you want to score higher in this new and updated Blitz mode?
Wail harder.
Ultima 7 is coming back. Do you and your alliance want to beat it?
Wail harder.
And what about War Leagues, Graviton, A.I.M, and Coulson?
Wail harder.
Most definitely. But before we get into all of these topics, make sure you check out a few words from the sponsor of this video, Clan HQ. What is Clan HQ, you may ask? Well, it is a brand new, fully featured messaging app, and it is free right now on the Android and iOS stores. It has all kind of features that can integrate with over 75 different games, including Marvel Strike Force. You have a fully featured chat with stickers, GIFs, photos, badges, and more. You have a notification setting so that you can tag people and see everyone that reads your messages. You can store your game data right in the app, so anyone that wants to check out your entire roster, they can do it with just a click of a button. And that's really valuable, guys, if you're an alliance leader or you are someone that is looking for an alliance. Yes, you could find it all right within Clan HQ. You could find the perfect match with just a few clicks, and because the game data is integrated with the app itself, you could show off things like your total collection power, your strongest team power, and you could show it off to anyone that wants it right in the app itself. So if you want to learn more about Clan HQ, check out the link in the description. They're adding new features all the time, guys. It's really good stuff. And if you want to be one of the first to use it, make sure you check it out. So yes, guys, make sure you check out Clan HQ. And if you are ready to solve all of your Marvel Strike Force problems,
dab, dab, dab.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. I am joined by my brother, my partner in crime, OhEmGee, aka MobileGamer. Brother Trevor, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Nice. Because we got
I
a lot
had
to
blast
talk about.
hanging out with you last week.
It was very fun. We had a lot of fun times there. We're gonna talk about a bunch of things in this video. Blitzpocalypse, some people very angry about the Blitz changes. Got a few different takes here that we're gonna talk about. War Leagues, Ultima 7, we got more stuff in the datamines, and you played a lot with A.I.M, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on that at Coulson as well. Let's talk about this Blitzpocalypse, as some people are calling it. What are your thoughts on this? Because my feeling is mixed right now.
Okay, well, what I'm reading inside of Reddit is the change is bad, right?
That's how Reddit always is.
Yeah, and that's fine, but I think I see it from a different point of view. When I first played this game, I don't know, it's coming up on 2 years here pretty soon. I remember going into the Blitz mode, and I initially saw it as like, oh wow, this is just like Call of Duty Zombies. It's like you just gets harder and harder and harder, and then at some point you just can't win.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was what this game mode was for. Is at some point when you get into the last level, you can't win. You have to drop down, and then you had to make, when the Blitz first came out, you had to make a decision. Do I drop down? Do I go up? How many teams can I beat at this level? It's almost like if they introduced like level 9 or level 10, you can't win, so you have to drop down back to 8.
Excellent point.
And that's what this rebalancing feels like, is that there's just some levels you can't beat, but I can understand that people had X amount of teams that could always win in 8.3, and maybe that's not the case anymore, and they're upset, but at the same time, I don't play a lot of Blitz, and so it doesn't really affect me. I look at Blitz very differently. Blitz for me is strictly to test new teams and to test new ideas, to play with my new toys, and I like the increased difficulty and the more randomness of the teams. I actually like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you 100% about these random teams, because I said I had mixed feelings on it. One of the effects of these changes, I'm able to score more because my normal teams are able to punch up much higher because I'm not just facing Defenders or Brotherhood. I'm facing some of these random teams, which is allowing me to punch up and score more. The flip side, the only negative I'm really seeing is that when you do face these meta teams, they're a lot more powerful, and it's kind of not possible to punch bunch up. But at least for me, that's the only real downside I'm seeing, because I'm scoring more, I'm getting more variety in Blitz. And it's fun. It's fun. You know, if you're going for top, X amount, it's kind of grindy. But if you're not going for that, I have.
But on the flip
mode.
side, I went in there with my A.I.M team, which is like 131,000 power, and in 8.3, it was matching me up against some 260 power Guardian Minerva team.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, it's just like, wow. But then in 8.0, I'm getting matched up against 160,000 power. So where did it go from 160 to 260,000 between 8.0 and 8.3? I just see this, I think that everybody's having this problem. I've had to play smarter. Dropping down makes a lot of sense now, going to 8.0, because I can win a lot more frequently in 8.0. But those wins in 8.3 are very selective, key counters, hard counter matchups, or just broken teams like X-Men or Brotherhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. One thing I do want to touch on is one point you mentioned. Everybody's having this problem, and that's one big thing that one reason I'm not complaining too much, because is it harder, or do some of these matches make no sense? Yeah, but everybody's getting these kind of matches, which is why I'm not as upset as I know a lot of people, especially on Reddit, are. I don't know if too many people on YouTube are that upset with this game mode. But other thing that we got news of is these war leagues. Now, this was something that was teased a long time ago, and on Twitter, both of us got tagged on this video here from Bart. And it shows some of these rewards at these different tiers. What are your thoughts on these war leagues? Is this what you're expecting? Were you hoping that this would play more of a role in matchmaking? Which, guys, by the way, if you're not aware, these war leagues do not play a role at all in the matchmaking, which, I don't know, not the worst thing. But what are your thoughts on these with war leagues and the rewards for it?
Well, there's two issues, right? And the first issue is that, is matchmaking good or bad? And I have not played a game ever in my entire history of all the games I've ever played where anybody thought matchmaking was good, firstly. And this War Leagues doesn't do anything with matchmaking or fixing matchmaking. So I see this War Leagues as a positive only in this sense. One, the rewards are better. Frankly, rewards are better across the board. Fine. And I think that this War Leagues will also curb some of the alliance swapping, shell alliance, sandbagging, because the incentive will be to go up in trophies to get into a higher tier. And if you're systematically losing matches, you're not going to progress at the rate that you should. And so when you get into a higher tier, it doesn't even matter if you win or lose, because the spread between winning and losing is very narrow as far as the rewards giving out. So it doesn't fix anything with matchmaking, which I don't think is great right now, frankly. I mean, I don't know how many times I've played the exact same alliance. I've played Casino's alliance 3 or 4 times now. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like we're playing the same people over and over again, and sometimes the matches are fair and sometimes they're blowouts, and I've been on both ends of that.
Yeah, it seems like there's maybe 8 teams or so that you get rotated with, and you're always fighting these same teams. But I think that's a very interesting point to bring up about these shell alliances, because that was something that I never wanted to do. I know it was suggested by a bunch of people in the cluster, and it's like, who has time for that stuff? I want to play the game. I don't want to have to make these dummy accounts and make it all complicated like that. I mean, it's not with the spirit of the game. Is it within the terms of service? Yes, but I'm glad they've done something that I hope and it appears that will eliminate that, at least to some extent. So,
well, and my frustration is not necessarily with the people that are doing this. I mean, I'm not going to participate in that, and if people, I don't like that other people doing it, but it really falls back on Fox Next. They need to de-incentivize any kind of strategic advantage that is achieved by switching alliances.
Yeah, and I think this does that, or at least I hope it does.
It looks like it. It does look like it.
Yeah, it looks like that. So now hopefully the matchmaking won't matter as much, but we'll see how it plays out over the next few weeks and how this develops once we get some time to test this out. It looks like Ultimus 7 is coming very, very soon, according to the datamines. We got some new datamines. We got some subsequent ones since the update was released. The big thing looks like it is coming very soon. Are you excited for this, or are you dreading this? What do you think is Ultima 7?
Maybe I like challenges. Maybe I like harder things, but Ultima 6 has been straight up autoplay.
Yes.
And I'm looking. I mean, the only upside to level 75 in Gear 14 is PvE modes,
yes.
frankly. And so I'm looking forward to the challenge of Ultimus 7. I know there's some really hard nodes. It's going to force me to upgrade my Storm and, nuke certain nodes. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to being able to, as long as the rewards are worth the hassle, I'm going to be okay with it.
And they've been pretty good in the past about upping the rewards for different raids.
Right.
I know initially, sometimes in the past, they've released it and then have to make corrections on the rewards, but it seems like overall they balance out. Then I do want to piggyback on one thing you said about Storm. Our alliance, every strike team needed at least 4 Storms that were maxed out by the end of that node. So if you guys are preparing for Ultima 7, Storm, I think she is a key component to these upcoming Ultima 7.
Well, there's certain nodes that are just really hard. You need to nuke the node.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... the other thing, too, is it looks like a lot of the nodes, from when I played it, Phoenix was very good, and then it's just a matter of, well, you have to refresh Phoenix.
Yeah, refresh her and win multiple nodes, or don't and have her kill one whole node. But it's definitely worth building up Phoenix. That X-Men team, very, very vital in a bunch of different modes. And we're going to talk about their importance in war in just a little bit. Also, in the data mine, 2 new characters look like they're coming. One looks like she's going to become farmable very soon. Again, no date on this, and this is a data mine, but Nexus 7-9 for America Chavez, and Kingpin is no longer going to be available on that mission. And it looks like we are finally getting another component to the X-Men. Not farmable, but looks like Psylocke is going to be added to the Ultimus Basic, Premium, Mega, and Supply Store. What are your thoughts on these new characters? One being fully farmable, one being sort of farmable.
Well, we're going to talk about Coulson here in a minute, but
yes.
I'll be completely frank with you. I've kind of ignored Psylocke because the X-Men team wins at the current power levels I have, no matter what. And so my focus has been on just Phoenix. But Psylocke farmable is great, but really what I need is a farmable Colossus. Let me know about that.
I think he's not going to be farmable on purpose for a while.
The 2 of them together, Phoenix and Colossus is a duo that is useful in many modes. And Psylocke, I've been indifferent about. I'll take her. I like her passive. And that was the thing, is she was just useful for her passive. Yeah. And so her power level was not that important to me. Like what she did herself.
But she helps Wolverine special now. Isn't that important to you?
Oh yeah, that's cool. No, but her power level didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Just whatever her power level. There was no reason for me to star her or gear her. I was just using her for her passive, and she worked on the team. But I could actually use the power level on Colossus. He needs to have as much health as possible and be useful as a tank. But Psylocke is just going to hide under stealth and do her little thing, and then her passive is going to help the team when they fall below 50% health, and that was great. America Chavez, I think she's an important part of hero brawlers, and her defense down wasn't sticking, which is based off of her focus, and so I definitely need the stars on her so that I could stick the defense down on her basic.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. I agree with everything you said. I don't want you to sleep on the ultimate and special for Psylocke, though. They do come in very useful. So it's not just her passive. Her ultimate, getting rid of all the buffs, even if you do it to a Juggernaut, it doesn't stick. Very, very valuable for getting those buffs off. Do want to ask you about the new and great team that has just arisen with their rework, the A.I.M team. Now, you have played with them. I haven't got a chance to really use them or theorycraft with them yet, but you've played with them and you experienced some pretty good results with them, right?
Well, first things first, it's fun. You know, I don't want to oversell A.I.M by any means, but and the other thing too is I personally don't feel like I found the optimal team, and what I'm looking for out of A.I.M is a good, above average defensive war team, a possibly a way of clearing Ultimus 6 easily for like a newer player. You know, because a lot of those Ultima 6, you know, you can't really clear until the total power of the team is around 200,000. And I think A.I.M might be much lower than that and still do well in Ultima 6. And then also a good Blitz team. With the wackiness of Blitz right now, especially in 8.0123, which we talked about in the early parts of the video, there's just some key matchups where if I'm willing to take the time and find a team that has an opposing Mordo, or find the team that has an opposing Soul Magneto, or find the team that has a random Venom on it, like a mismatched team, you can basically ignore Mordo or Pyro and just let them kill the entire team. It's really good.
Oh, even better with even better with Mordo. You flip all of his heal blocks into death proofs. So it makes your team better when you fight Mordo.
Yeah, A.I.M security basically is a hard counter to any turn 1 AoE negative status effects like Magneto or Mordo. It's just like, sorry, you just hurt the other team. Not only did they do nothing, they drastically hurt the other team. It's amazing. So, like I said, there could be a broken team. I'm just waiting for the community to find it. I personally don't feel like I found it.
Yeah, and I haven't ranked them up yet either to know what how they really perform in that true playtesting that I would like to see. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Who are your top 5?
And if I'm just being frank, there are 3 no-brainer characters on that team, in my opinions. You know, Scientist Supreme, Galvatron, I can't say his name correctly.
Graviton. That's 2 shots,
Galvatron,
guys, if you guys are
whatever.
This game.
Dude, what a stupid name. And then thirdly, I'm really impressed with A.I.M security. And the other 2, you know, which you've got 5 to choose from, I don't know, man. We'll figure it out.
I think I like Assaulter.
There's 4 to choose from.
I think I like Assaulter for the speed and Monstrosity for the damage. But again, this is just the limited amount of theorycrafting I've done. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are yet. So, all right, quick thoughts on Coulson. What are your thoughts on him being added to the game?
Broken. He's good. He's absolutely broken. The footage that we played of Coulson on defense and war, it was always a 4 versus 5. Always.
Yeah.
At least the matchups I saw were 4 versus 5.
Yeah, and a lot of times we just had to play with the pre-made team, so we couldn't really test out a lot of different teams. So.
So I played the Fantastic 5, which is interesting. The actual tab in their menu said Fantastic 5 as a meme. You know, they know that it's Fantastic 4, but their name are Fantastic 5. It was always a 4 versus 5, but 50% of the time it was a 3 versus 5.
Yeah,
and you lose if it's 3 versus 5. You could actually win at 4 versus 5, believe it or not, because Fantastic 4 was that good. But 50% chance that you're going to lose, that's crazy. Yeah. And the only time that a 4 versus 5 is a good idea is against Phoenix. And I didn't play that matchup. I guess you guys did, and you were
auto win. I played it like 3 times and won every time.
Okay, and so I think it makes Phoenix more important. But anyways, I have never wailed out on a new character. Like I'll pay a little bit of money to unlock a character and make a video, but it's actually like buying orbs and spending money, like real money, to get a character starred and geared up.
Is this the one
Coulson is the first one that, you know, if you care about Alliance Wars, and I'm hoping that they will come into some sort of single-player Alliance War mode in the future, kind of like they have in Galaxy of Heroes. It's my favorite game mode in Galaxy of Heroes. I don't see that they're not going to do that. I think they will do that someday because The game, as far as long-term content for the game, as far as a developer investing time to build a game, I mean, they could build a new raid, they could build a big boss mode, but the problem with PvE content is once you beat it, it's done.
Yeah.
And all that development time that they put into it is done.
Yeah.
It's done. But if they can build a mode where I'm playing another player, like Alliance Wars, or what I'm suggesting is a single-player Alliance War, some sort of arena mode where my roster versus your roster, and we do a 1-versus-1 tournament over a couple days or something. That scales over time, indefinitely, really, and it's also a lot of fun. Coulson is going to be vital for something like that. Absolutely vital.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think Coulson definitely got some necessity if your alliance is really going hard in there. And as unfortunate as it may be, I might have to agree with you on spending some money to get Coulson because he is that good, at least with what I've experienced on the test server. So with that
I've never
in mind,
told anybody to. I've never ever like endorsed spending on this game. You understand that, right? Like never.
I'm still not. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. So.
A lot of people currently have almost maxed out Shield Fury teams, and this just like kicks it up a notch, like significantly in War.
Well,
and it's like, wow, one character makes this team twice as good. Cool,
he does.
I'll do it.
He does. Here's the problem. The devs did realize this problem. You're spending money. You're building this character that you're not really gonna see. I mean, you might see in the stats
they were
in
very
your
aware of
defensive
that.
war wins, and that was an issue that they were trying to figure out as well. You're like, yeah, we're not sure how to do this, but we want to make some better defensive squads, but they're not exciting. So
well, because the problem with Coulson is you're going to be like, I might be buying a character that I personally don't get to play and experience how good he is. I mean, I've played against it and I saw like, holy, my goodness, this is good. You know what I mean? But as far as like me getting the satisfaction of actually playing Coulson, I mean, other than I get to see maybe the defensive wins rack up, but other than that, yeah, it's just like,
well, which is where Blitz comes in. So
right
back to where it's back where we started about testing these teams. So one thing that a lot of people were asking me about is possibly making 2 Shield teams now that Coulson is being added to the game with the new synergies with Medic and Quake, and now that the Medic will help the rest of the Shield. So interesting stuff we could do with theory crafting and with Coulson added to the game. So hopefully it's not just a team that you're going to play some defensive war. Hopefully it's a character that you could actually enjoy. I don't know. We will have to see. We need to play with this stuff for a little while to actually see. That is about it. That's about all I have. Anything else before we take off?
Wail harder.
Oh yeah, baby. That's the ultimate lesson of this video, I guess. All right, that is a message brought to you by OhEmGee himself. That's it from me. Also, I'll see you guys next time. Wail harder, guys. Check out the links down below. Patreon, BlueStacks, Valley merch, all that stuff is down there. And I will see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out.
Dab on the haters. Dab, dab, dab.